All right, this is a special episode of That Guy Talks Movies. I don't know how special it is for everyone else, but I have 518 subscribers at this point, and I will talk about why that means something to me and why this episode might be considered special. It has something to do, you know what, let's just get it right out there. This is my 1 year anniversary episode. I started August 21st, 2020 during the pandemic. This is August 21st, 2021. Hopefully I get this up on the same day. I may not. It may come out on Sunday the 22nd. So please forgive me for that. But yeah, we're going to celebrate on this episode. I'm just going to talk a little bit, make it really short and sweet, catch up with everyone, let you know what I'm thinking, what I'm planning, what I'm doing, where I've been, a few movies and some Criterion collection things that I acquired recently. And that's it. So it'll be a quick episode. Let's get into it. You know, we're going to do the intro first, right? Happy 1 year to me, to you. Let's get into it. Welcome to That Guy Talks Movies, my 1 year anniversary episode. I don't know if everyone does this on YouTube. Are you supposed to do this on YouTube? Is this the thing? It seemed like I didn't want to miss it. I almost did. I had a crazy week and a lot going on even today in taping this. And I thought like, it's no big deal. I'll just, nobody really cares. But then I figured, you know what? Get your ass in front of the camera, sit down, celebrate yourself, celebrate the fact that you put a channel out. You had an idea for a channel. You got it done and you've done the channel and you've been sticking with it for the most part. I've had a couple of breaks. But yeah, I think it's important for sometimes for people, especially when you're dealing with creative projects and you're taking on creative, you're putting your energy into creative pursuits. It can be a burden sometimes. It can be nerve-wracking. You have a lot of self-doubt, your own self-criticism. There's time and consideration put into doing things like this. And you have to sort of, you got to give yourself that moment of, hey, you know what? I'm doing what I'm doing. You got to give yourself a little pat on the back and you got to, congratulate yourself to a certain degree and keep going, keep it moving, get better, improve, and keep going. So for me, this is a quick episode to not only feel like, hey, I made it a year. I'm actually surprised I did. So it's another reason why I'm celebrating like shit. I've actually stayed on YouTube for a year. But more important, as always, it's you guys, the 518 of you who have actually subscribed. I don't know how many of you actually click that notification bell so you know when I put up new content. So if you're either seeing this, or maybe half of you actually did that, and some of you, I don't even know, but hopefully you did do that. So again, in this quick message, let me also say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're coming across this one video, my 1 year anniversary video, and you want to hear a guy talk about movies and my passion for movies and all things related to that stuff and cinema and collecting movies and such, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it already, and the notification bell so you know when I put up new content and you don't miss my videos. For those of you, again, the 518 of you that are here, somehow I magically got 518 subscribers. Not a lot. I'm not balling out of control. I'm not one of these guys, but I am grateful and thankful that I got 10 people to look at me. I got 15, 20 people. When I got to 100, I still feel, when I was going through it in the early weeks of it and months of it, I was like, damn, this is tough. And it is tough. So to get 518 of you, I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm very grateful. And I just want to show my gratitude. So doing a 12-year Macallan here, I figured 12, it's 12-year Macallan, 12 months, right? Makes sense? Okay. So we're doing Scotch. Here's to my subscribers. Here's to the people who support, people who really, people who comment, people who actually engage with me. I truly appreciate you. And I cannot say that enough. So here's to you. As far as content goes, let's just get into a couple of quick things. I'm not going to do like a bunch of reviews and things and talk about all these movies, although I probably could go on for days talking about a bunch of these films. But I just wanted to share with you some of the stuff that's happened in the last few weeks or like the last month, and things that I didn't get a chance to talk about. One of them is acquisition of the Alfred Hitchcock Classics collection, 4K UHD collection here. This is a beautiful set. I've wanted this for some time now. This wasn't just released. I'm not sure the actual date. I think sometime last year. but it's a wonderful set containing 4 classic Hitchcock films. So it's not like it's not the entire breadth of his films, but it's Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds, which many would consider, these are 4 classics. Vertigo in particular, Psycho, which is probably my favorite. And there's an uncut version, the original version of Psycho here. It's not a whole lot more. I think there's a few minutes extra here. And then all of the features from the Blu-ray, which I think was released in 2012, special features are ported over on the 4K here. This is a really great looking set, though. Can you see that? You got Hitchcock there. You've got these pages that turn on. I don't know if you guys can see that. And all the discs are contained inside. You've got special features. You've got the video presentation on some of these films. Like, for example, in Vertigo is just flawless. The audio restoration and the DTS format audio is fantastic as well. So the Hitchcock classics, if you're a Hitchcock fan, like my mother, who is a huge Hitchcock fan, I'm just finding that out, actually. But shout out to you, Mom. I will get into Psycho and a couple of my Hitchcock films that I really enjoy, and we'll talk about Hitchcock overall at some point. Next, Terrence Malick's classic war picture, The Thin Red Line, ensemble cast. I could get into this probably for 2 episodes. This is probably my favorite wartime picture. Anything like a war film, this would probably be my favorite. I think Apocalypse Now is arguably stands out, for many other reasons, but I put this right up there with that. And Platoon, of course. Now, a lot of people will say that Saving Private Ryan is, one of the greatest, but it's really, I find Saving Private Ryan, outside of the first half hour and the epic battle scene and the way Spielberg filmed that, as being probably the greatest action sequence of all time when it comes to a war film. I don't find the rest of the film to be that great. I find it lacking in a lot of ways. But Thin Red Line, emotionally speaking, as far as just the visuals of this, the cast, the writing here, Terrence Malick's work on this, as always, is just phenomenal. And this Criterion collection, I picked this up during the July Criterion 50% off sale from Barnes & Noble. I actually grabbed this. So everything's half off. And this is awesome. This is great visual. It is absolutely pristine. The audio here, there's even, like, Malick even tells you to turn it up. Like, you have to watch this loud, which of course drives my wife crazy. But I could get into Thin Red Line and discuss all the details on this at any given point. But I just wanted to say this is one of my one of the Criterion collections that I picked up during that July sale, along with Deep Cover, which I reviewed on this channel before. Look at that artwork. That is freaking phenomenal. Another Criterion masterpiece here. This has never looked better, sounded better. It is awesome. I did a review on the actual original film, Deep Cover, which I own the DVD. I didn't even have the Blu-ray. I don't think they made a Blu-ray of this. So this is a really welcome addition by Criterion. If you're a Beatles fan like me, I'm a Beatles fanatic. I think this is my favorite group of all time. This is a no-brainer. Richard Lester's classic Hard Day's Night. This is just, I can get into this probably for 2 or 3 days, but the Beatles, it's the Beatles, Criterion collection. I grabbed that. This is a wonderful, let me just do this. Let me just not skimp here. Wonderful book that comes with, can you see that? You guys can see that? Okay. So yeah, Hard Day's Night. I picked this up again, 50% off during the Criterion sale. And that was a hell of an acquisition. Another one, Rob Reiner's classic, Princess Bride. Another great presentation by Criterion. I love they did this like a book. This is a hardcover book. The artwork is fantastic here. You've got, there's Wesley and Buttercup. It's an actual book. It's actually really cool. I thought this would have been great if the actual presentation here would have been actually the story. Somehow, if they could actually put a story, made this a little thicker, made it a little better, put more pages, and done the actual story, I thought that would have been great. But they didn't. So there's all these things in here. There's the actual disc. This looks great, sounds great as usual. So yeah, Princess Bride. It's another one that I got during the Criterion 50% off sale. Point is, if you wait for those sales, that's when you want to stock up and do your Criterion haul and grab as much of it as you can. There's a couple of others that I'm waiting for. The Game, for example, David Fincher's The Game with Michael Douglas, Sean Penn, another favorite of mine. There's a couple others that I ordered and I'm waiting for. But yeah, those are some of the recent acquisitions to my 4K collection. There's been news from Criterion about their releases getting into 4K. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. Citizen Kane, Mulholland Drive, a couple other films that are being released 4K for the first time by Criterion. That's pretty exciting. I didn't talk about that yet. So yeah, that's it. I've been anxiously awaiting Dune. Those of you who've seen, I think I did an episode on this channel where I talked about going to the IMAX presentation of the Dune special, sort of like they showed the first 10 minutes of the film, they showed another 10-minute action sequence, and they showed the actual second trailer in IMAX for the first time. There was some special behind the scenes with Denis Villeneuve, and there was some stuff with Hans Zimmer talking about the score. So I am anxiously just waiting for October to see Dune. I cannot wait for that to happen, and I can't wait to talk about it on this channel. I may just take a whole hour to talk about that or just do a whole live presentation when that happens. So that's it. This is my 1-year anniversary. I'm rambling. I'm just excited that I'm still here. I'm, again, incredibly grateful that 518 people have actually stuck around with me and haven't unsubscribed, and you guys are here, and I really appreciate you, and I cannot stress that enough. And that's really what I wanted this video to be about. It was like, you know what, take the time, sit down, thank people, show your gratitude, show your love, because without them you don't really have a channel. That's it. I know it sounds cliche, right? Couldn't have done it without you, or couldn't have done it without the fans. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I will see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies. Who knows what I'll be talking about? I have no idea. Pick a movie or something from over here. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I'm still working that shit out. To be honest with you, another thing, another small revelation. I took another break, sort of, and I'm still trying to figure shit out. I've been incredibly busy, so I haven't had a lot of time to do things here. And I think what happens is I want to, if I do sit down and take the time to do a video, I feel like it's got to be worth it. Like, I don't want to just do something and rush it. So I'm kind of like in that weird space of, should I rush just to put something up, or should I take the time to make sure I put something up that's worthwhile? Is there something out I need to talk about? I know there's the What If show currently on Disney Plus streaming, and I haven't even talked about that. I haven't even watched the second episode. So I thought the first one was good, but I haven't really got into that on this channel. Maybe I will. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. All right. Happy anniversary to me, to the channel, to you guys for supporting me. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies.